Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? My name is Kent, and the channel is EOS San Diego. And what I want to talk a little bit tonight about is I want to talk about the Brendan Blumer tweet. Basically, everybody's calling it a vote-buying tweet, which he said that perhaps block producers should give back some of the rewards as dividends to people that vote for him. And of course, a lot of people are saying that Brendan was late night tweeting, that it was New Year's Eve, and maybe whatever. He just didn't quite think it out, and perhaps even mistweeted. And then now he's actually going out and he's tweeting more to kind of cover that one up, and so on and so forth. Well, they said the same thing about Dan Lermer when he had the inheritance. I think in Universal Resource Inheritance Plan. They said Dan Lermer was a socialist and that he was doing some crazy, bizarre tweets and everything like that. I want to discuss that a little bit tonight because we are block producers, and I want to discuss it in a way that I don't want to offend anybody. I certainly don't want to offend a block producer because all the block producers I have a lot of admiration and respect for, and I don't don't want block producers to be paid. I absolutely think they should be paid, but I do think that Brendan Blumer had a very important issue, and I think that issue needs to be discussed, and that's what I'm going to do in this video. A lot of people think that Block One should maybe be doing some things to direct this. Block One absolutely shouldn't be doing things to direct this. Actually, Block One is very smart, and this is one of the reasons why I'm such a great proponent of EOS, is because I think guys like Brendan Blumer and Dan Lermer are intelligent people, and they make great decisions, and I think this is a great decision. Basically, Block One is staying out of it, and as they should stay out of it. Block One does not want to cross the line into centralized block producing, or centralized block producers, or a centralized blockchain is what I want to say. They're decentralized. If you look at the decision by the Securities Exchange Commission on Ethereum, the main reason Ethereum was not considered a security was because it was decentralized. If Block One starts to extend their ability to manipulate or control people in the community, they will be considered centralized, and then it will be nothing more than what people said a few months ago, which is this is a glorified cloud server. It's not a decentralized blockchain. It has to be decentralized as possible, and the way it stays decentralized is if Brendan Blumer gives you hints, Dan Lermer gives you hints, but they stay not involved. They're still not involved, and I think that's an intelligent, wise decision on their part. And I also think that they do need to give people hints as far as this stuff is concerned. And I think that's all Brendan was doing the other night. He was actually hinting to this. If you have an issue with the reward system at $2 EOS, where could it be at $100 EOS? I mean, when block producers are making maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, and now they're using those rewards to continue to further their position as block producers and not to allow anybody else to become block producers. I think the two things this community wants and desires and demands is, first of all, that anyone can be a block producer. That anybody can rise up from nothing and become a block producer and earn a reward for that. The number two thing the community wants is they want this to be decentralized. It has to be decentralized. If this is not decentralized, then we are not a blockchain, and you're not going to get the major institutions to come in and use EOS as a blockchain and be able to use EOS as something that is a true blockchain that they want to use to put their information on. It's not going to happen as long as this is centralized. And if it's centralized, if block producers are working together behind the scenes, that's centralized. You can't have that. This is not a race to the bottom if you're able to give rewards to the community for block producers. It's a race to the bottom if you allow block producers to control those positions and control those positions to the point that they're the only ones that can have those positions and nobody else can have it. That's the race to the bottom. So I actually believe that Brendan Blumer was giving us hints about this and actually hoping the community would make some action on it. I don't know that zero is a good idea, but you know what? Most of the block producers are making zeros. We're block producers and we make zeros. We make zero rewards. And we spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars being block producers. And of course, people ask me all the time, you ask for our vote in block producers? What have you done? Have you created tools? What kind of servers do you have? Are you bare metal server? Are you using cloud services? All these things. But we still haven't made a single penny in reward. And I don't look to make a single penny. I didn't get into this to make a single penny. I got into this because I wanted to strengthen the community. And also I wanted to learn about the block producers and how they worked. And I wanted to be involved with the community, just like we did everything. We launched a DApp, an application, because we wanted to be involved with the community. We wanted to give back to the community, which is, I think, our primary reason for doing it, not to earn a reward. Although rewards are nice, because if you earn a reward, then you can turn around and put it back in the community. And that's like I say, people ask us, so what are you doing? Why? What is your server situation? How come you haven't built any tools? All this stuff. Well, I'd be happy to do it, but right now, just maintaining a server is extremely expensive. Like I say, many thousands of dollars. And also, I'll put out this to anybody tonight. If you have an idea for some sort of a community tool that you'd like to build, or if you're a developer that would want to work on a community tool, I will support you. Get in touch with me on Telegram or any place else, and I will pay for your time, and we will support you in developing those tools, because that's what we want to do, even though we don't make any rewards doing it, but that's what we want to do. So the concept right now is you're a block producer, and of course that's a very privileged position to be a block producer, because you are given a priority and ability to make a reward, and you are given in a position to create a block for the block producers or for the EOS blockchain, and you're just granted that position via the voters, via the people in the community. You don't have to be mining. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money on like we do in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Spend a lot of money on electricity, spend a lot of money with hardware to earn that position. You actually are given that position through the community. The community grants you that position. Now, if the community gives you that position, then you should give something back to the community. So that's in theory what happens. So block producers get a reward. The reward is to pay for their expenses, their server expenses, their staff, whatever it takes to maintain the blockchain, and then also to develop tools. But if the block producers aren't fair with that, and they take the rewards and they use the rewards to maintain their position as block producers by paying people to stay in that position, then you don't have a healthy system. You have an unhealthy system. And I think that's what Brendan Blumer was trying to give us a hint about. That right now, with block producers being able to basically help one another out to be in those positions, that's not a healthy situation, and it's not a good situation for EOS. And it's not a decentralized system, it's a centralized by block producers working together. So he had actually just maybe thrown out the idea to the community, because he's not the community, and he doesn't want to be the community, and he's not smart for him to be the community, because there has to be a line between Block 1 and community for this to be decentralized, for them not to be a security, for them not to have the Security Exchange Commission come after them, like our good friend from Cardano thought that could happen. So they're very smart to make that line, to delineate that line between we make suggestions, or we maybe say things to the community, but we don't actually go in and do these things, which is a smart move, very smart move, intelligent move, and the only move that can be made. So I got a lot of respect for Brendan to make that decision, or to make that tweet. And I don't think he was, midnight tweeting, and I don't think he was, confused, or, now he's backing off, and I don't think any of that's true. So I think it was a very intelligent move on his part. And I think he's telling the community right now, hey, we got a problem, we need to fix it. This is one way to fix the problem, is for the community to be able to vote back or get back rewards from the block producers. And this is what's going on with a lot of the gambling tokens. You play the game, and then the game gives you back some reward for that game. Basically the same thing was what he's saying with the block producers. You want to vote for a block producer, the block producer gives you back some reward. And then maybe you have some community that says, we have a block producer that's so outstanding, we want to support him. So maybe that block producer doesn't give back the rewards because they're such an outstanding block producer. But you really have a system where, a better system for community to be in charge and not block producers. And that's what this has to be. And that's basically what Brendan was saying. Brendan's saying, I'm throwing it back to community. If block producers don't want to play fair, then we're going to have them give back rewards to the community and let the community decide, or let the community get rewards and vote for whoever they want to vote for. Now it's back on community. Now community makes it a decision. Community wants to gobble up all the rewards, have block producers basically be penniless and poor and can't do anything. Well, then the community will suffer because the block producers won't be able to do anything. So now it's community back in charge, which is the way it should be. That's decentralized. But if community decides, no, we would like to have the block producers prosper and do well and have money to produce good tools. So we have great wallets and we have great all the other stuff that we want to do, Explorer tools and all this other good stuff. Then we'll let the block producers keep the rewards. But we don't want to have an unfair system. We want to have a system that is decentralized. We want to have a system for people to know what's going on, unlike what I believe is happening today. There's stuff going on that we don't know about. I don't know about it. I mean, as much as I stay involved with it, I hear things all the time about stuff going on. So I don't know. But I just think Brendan's given us a heads up. I think it was a good decision on his part, and I don't think he's backing down on it, and I don't think he was midnight tweeting. I think it's something that needs to be addressed. Because if it isn't addressed, then we are just a glorified blockchain or a glorified cloud server, and nobody's going to use the blockchain, and it's going to be basically centralized servers or centralized server, just like somebody said a few months ago, as far as that's concerned. So I don't know what the answer is, and I don't know anybody knows what the answer is. I don't know that paying back dividends to the voters is the answer or not. I don't know. I'm not that smart. It's like Obama said, it's above my pay scale. I'm not that smart to know what has to be done here. But I do know that the blockchain needs to maintain its health, and I know that block producers need to be as transparent and as honest as possible. And if that happens, I think everybody's going to be very happy, and the blockchain will do very well. And that's all I want, and that's what I think Brendan wants, and I think that's what everybody wants. They want a healthy blockchain. They want a reward system that works for everybody, and they want everybody to use the reward systems to further blockchain and not to pay back each other, and not to create a system where they take all the block rewards and they use it for their own, their own benefit, and not benefit other people or benefit the blockchain in general. So that's where I'm at on this. I know people have given me a hard time about it. Some people have supported me, some people haven't supported me. And like I say, all I want is the community to be in charge. I want this to be decentralized, and I want people to know what's going on. And I think that's what Brendan wants to. So anyway, a little bit long, a little bit rambling, but I think this is a very, very important topic, because this really identifies, or this really defines the EOS blockchain. Unlike proof of work, we are proof of stake. And the proof of stake has to be totally transparent, and it has to be something people see as independent, and something where if you've got block producers out there and they're working on a blockchain, that they are completely isolated from one another and they're completely independent, and that they're transparent, and that that's very honest. That's what we want. If we have that, then we will have a prosperous, growing blockchain. Otherwise, we won't. And I also want to make one other point. Every block producer right now in EOS can make a case for being a block producer. I can make a case for every single block producer. I know some of them, don't know all of them, but I know quite a few of them. And I can make a case that every single block producer today should be a block producer. They have earned that respect and have that right to be a block producer. And you could also make an argument that they haven't, or that they shouldn't be a block producer. That's basically a subjective call. So whenever anybody says they got a standard for block producers, bare metal, not bare metal, what they've built, what they haven't built, that's all subjective. Nobody really knows who the block producer should be, or anything like that. So everybody could make a case for being a block producer. Everybody can have a case for not being a block producer. And like I say, right now I can make a case for every single one of them. And I could also make a case against every single one of them. So this needs to be figured out. And like I say, I've got a couple ideas how it should be figured out. One way I think maybe should happen is maybe there should be term limits. Maybe block producers should be there in positions for so long, and then they should turn over, and there should be new block producers. Maybe that the 21 should be extended to 121 or 221. Maybe rewards should be extended out over more people, over a greater number of block producers? I don't know. I don't know quite what the answer is. I do know this. I do know for EOS's short existence, it has been very, very, very trouble-free, and it has worked out very, very well. And I think this is a healthy discussion. I think it's a healthy talk, and I think there's a lot of worth in this, a lot of because it is sorting things out and making things better for everybody to understand. And we need more voters. We need more voters. We need more than 20-30% people voting. We need a lot of voter participation. The more voter participation, The more voter participation we have, the stronger this blockchain will be, and the stronger your investment will be. So, people wanting this blockchain, EOS token to go higher, start voting for block producers, and start educating yourself on block producers, and I think you'll be very happy with the results. So it's kind of up to the community, as it's always been. This is a decentralized blockchain, and it's up to the community to decide what to do and how to handle this. And I think that's the way it should be. And I think that's up to you to make those decisions and to figure out how to vote and know who you vote for. So anyway, like I said, long video, but I think it's worth talking about. Appreciate you watching.